Every soul is Gurudasa.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Gurudasa travelled through several cities from Mayiladurai to Sringeri when he was instructed by sage Narada to go to Sringeri. On the way, Sri Gurudasa met several musicians, avadutas, gurus, etc. In one place, an avaduta came and asked Gurudasa to sing songs for him. He drenched himself in the outpourings of Sri Gurudasa. He felt his soul stirring when he listened to his renderings. He suddenly told Gurudasa to accompany him to a nearby village, saying that he wanted a particular purpose to be served through him. Gurudasa was very hesitant, but he was literally led by hand to that village. In that village, there were hardly 50 families living, and all of them belonged to the same lineage. In that village, there was a temple, but no formal puja was taking place. The temple rituals had stopped since a long time. All the efforts to re-establish the rituals and to start the pujas on a regular basis failed because of some obstacle or asambhavitam or unpleasant happenings. Avaduta requested Sri Gurudasa to find out why so many obstacles occur and the worship could not be re-established even after repeated efforts. All important personalities from the village also gathered. They told Gurudasa about all the sufferings they had undergone and also the failures they came across in trying to make the temple a place of regular worship. They have called Vaidikas, Shivacharyas, and performed several homas for the Jeernodharanam of the temple. But it was unsuccessful. They thought that probably the mantrikas can do the uchatanam of the enemies. This is the main part of the practice related to Shakinis. Although Vedic rituals were a reliable way for the people of ancient India to fulfill their objectives, Tantric rites too claim to bring about the attainment of wishes. 12 kinds of black magic, that is abhicharas, such as Uchatanam, are classified as siddhis. They belong to the category of supernatural phenomena and seem to be considerably different from the types of wish people expected to gain from the Vedic rituals. Uchatana brings upon a person through charms and incantations disgust with his abode or occupation, causing him to quit it, also causing of idiocy in a person. In this village, neither Vedika Marga nor Tantrikam had any effect. Not knowing what the issue was and what needed to be done to set it right, the matter was placed in front of Sri Gurudasa, seeking his guidance. Sri Gurudasa sat in Dhyanam, and in his inner eye, Manasa Chakshus, he felt that two sets of Atmas are creating the problem. One set are the Pitrus, who departed from those families living there. They did not get Sadgati because of Atrupti. They did not know the Marga to reach the next level to Moksham. They cannot enter anybody's house, so their only place of refuge happened to be this temple because it happened to be their Kuladevam. Inside the temple, the presiding Devi happened to be a lady who sacrificed her life for the sake of that village. So the village people in her memory gave her the sthana in the temple and prayed to her as their Kuladevam. She had been the Daivatma protecting the village people. When everything was going smoothly, suddenly, feuds due to difference of opinion occurred among the family members of that village. The enmity grew to such an extent that they forgot about the puja at the temple and also neglected the Pitrakaryam. So, the Daivatma and the Atmas of the Pitras were in extreme anger. So, when Vaidika karma was followed to appease the god, the Pitra Atmas did not let such a thing happen. When Mantrikam was adopted, the Daivatma did not allow it. It became basically a clash amongst Atmas who were unhappy. The Pitras, when they were alive, did not do the rituals properly for the Daivatma either. So, Daivatma was taking revenge on them. This was the basic reason for the temple and the puja rituals being neglected by the village people. And they were so afraid to go even near the temple. So, Sri Gurudasa understood that the clash is the reason for all the attempts to do Uddharana of the temple to end up in failure. Basically, all Atmas need Trupti and Shanti. People may have money and all comforts, but if they are not happy, after death their Atmas will be wandering. As Tyaga Brahman puts it, Shantamuleke Saukhyamuledu. That is why the saying, may the soul rest in peace. The focus is mainly on contentment and peace, which will enable the Atma to get Sadgati. Here, neither the Daivatma nor the Pitras were happy, which led to the unhappiness of the village as a whole. The basic thing a soul needs is Anna Shanti or Bhuta Trupti. In all our functions, birth, marriage, or death, feeding the invitees plays an important role. We do not know who, in which form, will be consuming the food. We are aware of some temples where Devi herself comes to have the food offered. Sri Gurudasa advised the people of that village to cook rice and keep it in the Balipitham in front of the Sannidhi, and also near the Gopuram of the temple, a specific place to put the offering. When the food is offered, it should not turn black. Only then the kopa, shapa, vengeance, anger, agony will be removed. That too in Purva Pramana if it has to be removed. The Naivedya not being burnt and turning black is the Suchana that the anger and agony are removed. The villagers accepted the proposal And one by one, each family started to prepare the rice balls to keep it in the Balipeetam as indicated by Gurudasa. The doubts will arise in our mind, why near the Gopuram? The idols in the Gopura are supposed to be representative of our Pitras. When a marriage is taking place, they will erect an awning, we call it Pandakal, outside the house or the wedding hall. The Pitras cannot come into the house or the hall. For them, the Pandakal will be erected and milk, coconut water, etc. will be offered at that place. When the function is over and the members come out, the pada of the Pitras will rub the heads as Ashirvadam. In the awning, as a principle, it should not be touching the wall of the house, but little away from it. Now, for the sake of convenience, changes are being done. The purpose of the Pandakal is to give a place for the Pitras. Now, the food offering brought from the first house got burnt, it turned black. And the second house also turned black. So everyone started wondering what to do next. Then Gurudasa told the villagers that the Kuladevam and Pitras normally expect that all people belonging to them should live in peace and harmony. When Pitras were alive, they might have fought, but when they became Atma, they want the family to be united and live together. So his suggestion was that every family should contribute one handful of rice and that all should together prepare the offering. When it was prepared in this way, and the offering did not change color, and it was accepted by the Devata and Pitras. After that, Sri Gurudasa and the Avaduta guided the villagers about what needed to be done to liberate the souls. Slowly, the village returned to normalcy and the rituals restarted in the temple. The villagers enjoyed subhiksham and happiness. After this, Gurudasa got the conviction that his music should serve as Atma Chikitsa. A Jivatma is reborn because its Atma does not have Shanti. It could be fear, dissatisfaction, vengeance, any of the negative feelings can be the basis of Ashanti for the Atma. So, for the liberation of the Atmas, he started to sing, focusing on the Karuna of Devi. He sang the song Sarvajeeva Dhayapari in Karnataka Shuddha Saveri RΑGAM. Only when the Atma is liberated will it not get entangled in the samsara again. All the Mahans have stored their music in the Gaganamargam. They have expressed their Siddhantam, Upanishadsaram, etc. in their songs. Why did they store it in the Gaganamargam? Because that is the best way to reach, for all the people to reach and be accessible to all at all times. The jivas should get shanti while they are alive. In physics, they say that every sound tends to become zero, but it does not become zero. When we hear the sound, it is heard only to that frequency to which our antenna is directed. Anything more or less will not be heard by the human ear. It does not mean the sound is not there. The idea of keeping God's names for the children is அப்போதைக்கிப்போதே சொல்லி வைத்தேன். What is uttered by calling our children out will remain in the air and it will become the anugraha at the appropriate time. All the yatis and mahans have stored lots of things in the Gaganamargam. Our antenna should be facing the right direction and in the right frequency to receive it. So, the Sangeetam and Sahityam provides the material for Atma to get Shanti. Give the direction. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord says that any sadhana to become successful, He will provide that kind of a family to give us support to complete the sadhana in the next birth. So what is stored in the Gaganamargam acts like bhiksha to the earning souls that are restless. When we are in the presence of Mahapurushas, Sadhaka Purushas, Sadgurus or Avadutas, we melt in inexplicable ecstasy because we get the Atma Darshanam. It is said that a child before birth will pray to God that it will try to settle all accounts in that Janma to get Sadgati, since it does not want to get into another womb. But once the Bhusparsham takes place, all the Sanchita and Prarabdha Karma, Vasanas, Samskaras will make it forget all the promises it made to itself. When we hear some song, we are involuntarily moved to tears because our Atma gets its bhiksha and the earnings fountain up from our inner depths. But that state becomes temporary because of the Lokayata Vyavaharam, maybe a phone call or a visitor, and the Atma gets subdued and the entanglements catches on us. The greatest boon one can have not to get entangled is music. When we sing, the mind will be totally absorbed and focused on that. It is my personal experience with my Guru, who will repeatedly say that Layam does not only mean the rhythm, but also the act of becoming one with the Nada Brahman. In anything that we do in life, there will be a plus and minus. But when we are singing or listening to a good, well-tuned music, liberation is very near. Music not only gives us happiness, but also opens up the moksha margam. For the Atma to get liberated, we have to burn the karmas. There are two ways. One is to raise Kundalini through Rechakam and Kumbhakam with concerted effort. Second is the softer method. Our backbone symbolically represents our karma. With the help of a guru, we can burn our karmas at specific points safely. In the Hatha Yoga method, unless it is done with the guidance and support, one may end up with problems if our body does not cooperate. In Bhagavad Gita, what Sanjaya says at the end also refers to the same. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Tatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Shri Vijayor Bhotir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. The Krishna who is within us is in yogam. When we do sadhana to turn the Chaitanya to Yogeshwara, making the one who is sleeping inside as Yogeshwara, then the Jivatma, that is the Partha, will be holding the bow, which is our spinal cord, and our breath, which is the bowstring, can be raised to tie to the Sahasraram, and victory is bound to be the result. Sarvajeeva Dhayapari कामाक्षी सर्वापराधं क्षमस्व क्षमस्व सर्वजीवदयापरे कामाक्षी सर्वापराधं क्षमस्व क्षमस्व गीर्वाणी अतिमधुर सुभाषिणी शर्वाणी सर्वाशा परिपूरणी गीर्वाणी अतिमधुर सुभाषिणी शर्वाणी सर्वाशा परिपूरणी शर्वाणी सर्वाशा परिपूरणी सर्वजीव दयापरे कामाक्षी सर्वकलाधरे सर्वाधारे सर्वार्थसाधिके सर्वरोगहरे सर्वकलाधरे सर्वाधारे सर्वार्थसाधिके सर्वरोगहरे सर्वमङ्गले नित्यसुमङ्गले सर्वदा गुरुदास हृदय विहारे सर्वजीवदयापरे कामाक्षी सर्वापराधं क्षमस्व क्षमस्व सर्वजीवदयापरे कामाक्षी. Let us now look at the meaning of the words and the tattvartha of the words used in the song. Kamakshi is Dhayapari, Jiva Dhayapari, Sarva Jiva Dhayapari. It encompasses not only the Characharam, but also the Jivatmas who have left this world, who are looking for a way to attain moksha. He prays to Kamakshi to pardon all the sins, mistakes. The word Kshamaswa is repeated 3 times to emphasize on the many ways in which sins can be incurred. The shloka Karacharana Kritam va Kayajam Karmajam va Shravana Nayanajam va Manasam va Aparadham Vihitam Avihitam va Sarvametat Kshamasva Jaya Jaya Karunabdhe Shri Mahadeva Shambho. And the other shloka Kayena Vacha Manasendriyairva Buddhyatmanava Prakrite Swabhavat Karomi Yadyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayeti Samarpayami. The sources are many: the hands, legs, speech, body, action, hearing, seeing, mind, knowingly, unknowingly. Whether it is Kshamapradhana Stotram to Shiva or Vishnu, we say the same thing: to pardon all our mistakes. Girvani is the next word. In her aspect as goddess of learning and speech, she is Saraswati. Shankara Bhagavad-pada in Saundaryalahari says, Sharat Jyotsna Shuddham Shashiyuta Jatajuta Makutam Varatrasat Phatika Ghatika Pustakakaram Sakran Natva Natva Kathamiva Satam Sannidadhate Madhukshira Draksha Madhuriva Dhurinaha Phanitayaha. When one does namaskara by doing dhyana of her form, which has pure face like that of the moon in Sharad Rutu, having a makuta or Chandrakala on her head, showing Vara Abhaya Mudra with two hands while carrying Spatikamala and Pustakam in the other two. He will get Madhu Kshira Draksha Madhurima Dhurinaha Phanitayaha. Whatever he speaks will have the sweetness of honey, milk and draksha rasam. And their Gabhira Bhihi Bhagbihi Satam Ranjanam Vidadhati. They make the listeners happy with their speech. If the one who worships her has to get such wonderful speech, how will her speech be? Tadiyaihi madhuryaihi apalapita tantri kalaravam. Her words of appreciation of Saraswati playing on the veena seems to make fun of the sound coming from the strings of Saraswati Devi. She gets so ashamed that she not only stops playing but covers the veena to stop the sound. In Lalita Sahasranama, we have the Namavali, Nija Sallapa Madhurya Vinir Bhartsita Kachapi. So, all these refer to the sweetness of her speech. She is Sharvasya Patni, so she is called Sharvani. Sarvasha Paripurani. The second avarana in the Shri Chakram is called Sarvasha Paripura Chakram. The Prakriti Bijam of this avaranam is Sam, which is Chandra Bijam. Chandra is Manokarakam. In the Swapnavastha, only the mind is active and Shariram is inactive. Manas has with it all the Sukshma Indriyas. What we have enjoyed in the Jagrat Avastha, that is in the waking state, the Manas enjoys with Sukshma Indriyas in the Swapna Avastha. It is the Sukshma Sharira that is active in Swapna Avastha. The unfulfilled desires are enjoyed in that state. That is why it is Sarva Asha Paripuraka state. It gives Laghima Siddhi because it is not affected by the Sthula Shariram. That is, even a heavy person can fly in Swapna. It gives us happiness of different kinds from everywhere. In the dream, the prapancha is created by our mind and thereby their activities. There are 16 different vrittis and they are represented as 16 dalas. Prana is the adhara for the movement of manas. When the mind is focused, we do not breathe. This is called kumbhakam. When there is purna manolayam, there is purna kumbhakam. When we worship the second avarana, prana shuddhi takes place. This will make the mind light. Wanting to enjoy something is caused by desire. We enjoy the happiness through our tanmatras like Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, etc. We require the Chittam to implement and to remove the obstacles in the way of enjoyment. For this, we require Dhairyam, and to enjoy we should have the Vasana or Smriti. When all the factors come together, the seed of desire is sown. It gets life, Atma Karshini. It gives Anandam, that is Ananda Karshini. It is Lalita as Shakti who resides in every aspect to give us Anandam. It is created by the Manas. The whole Dala is worshipped in anti-clockwise order. Manas is controlled by Prana and it takes us towards Tripuramba. When the desires are not fulfilled, we take rebirth and the Atrupti Atma keeps roaming around until it is liberated. Sarva Kaladhari is the next word. Kala means Shiraf Panyadi Avayavaha. In Lalita Sahasranama, the first 20 shlokas describe her avayavas or body parts. She is Niravadya. And how did she get angas? For the devotees, she has Saguna Rupam to do anugraha for all. She does anugraha by providing a guru through whom we learn Vedantam and then realize her Nirguna Rupam. We need to do Saguna Upasana to get her Nirguna Sakshatkaram. Apadatala Mastakaha, she is Sarva Vyapi. She pervades every cell in this body. Sarvadhare, she is the supporter of everything that exists in the universe. Sarvartha Sadhike, this is the fifth avaranam in Sri Chakram. Artham is what we desire for. Our instant understanding is that this chakra gives one all that he desires to have. This is the Lokikartham. What is the Rahasyartham? This chakra stands for Sthiti in Sthiti. The Devata for Sthiti is Vishnu, who is Vyapti Devata. She is Sarvadhare. The word Artha refers to Purusharthas like Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. If one surrenders to Devi Kamakshi, one gets all Purusharthas fulfilled. It is Ekara Prakritikam because Akara Parabrahmam, when it merges with Ekara Shakti, we get A. It also refers to Sri Guru, who is Sarva Bhuta Shakti. As Nada Brahmam, it exists in our body as 10 dhvanis in 10 points. So, Guru and Parashakti are one and the same. As Sadashiva Swarupam, she gives anugraha for us to understand that Parabrahman who cannot be understood by Indriyas. In Mukha Panchashati, Acharya says, Kundali, Kumari, Kutile, Chandi, Charachara Savitri Chamunde, Guhini, Guharini, Guhye, Gurutvam Namami Kamakshi. Guru has two rupas, namely Param and Aparam. Param is that Sarva Bhuta Shakti and Aparam is our Shariram, where the Chit Shakti helps us have Atma Spuranam. We require a Guru to help us understand the meaning of Vedas, their Rahasyartham, which can be different from the Vakyartham. Sarvartham refers to Parama Purushartham, that is Moksham, because it is Akritrimam, meaning permanent happiness. It is that Jnanam which is within everyone, which can lead one to Moksham. Guru guides one to attain that Jnanam. In this chakra, there are 10 devatas in 10 konas. Their names are as follows: Sarva Siddhi Prada, Sarva Sampat Prada, Sarva Priyankari, Sarva Mangala Karini, Sarva Kama Prada, Sarva Dukkha Vimochani, Sarva Mrityu Prashamani, Sarva Vighna Nivarini, Sarvanga Sundari, Sarva Saubhagya Dayini. Most of the names are self-explanatory, but we will go into the meanings of each one of them. These devatas are giving something relating to Moksha Pradam. Sarva Siddhi Prada. To attain Jnanam is Paramasiddhi. That is Atma Paroksha Jnanam. Sarva Sampat Prada. Shruti says, one who has given up all desires enjoys all sampat. One who lives as per the injunctions of the Vedas, when the attachments go, desires also will leave. Sarva Priyankari, their very presence gives inexplicable happiness. She creates prema in that Paramartha Swarupam. That is the Parama Priyam, Sarva Priyankari. Sarva Mangalakarini. Shivam is Mangalam. Atma Jnanam is Shubham. When one gets the desire to have Atma Jnanam, that is Mangalam. Sarva Kama Prada. She fulfills all desires, thereby gives Paramanandam. Sarva Dukkha Vimochani. There will be no dukkham when there are no desires. The fear and greed comes with attachment. Sarva Mrityu Prashamani. Fear of death is removed. One gets Nityatvam. One dissociates from Sharira with the realization, I am Atma. Sarva Vighna Nivarini. Bheda Bhavam is Vignam. Dvitiyat vai bhavam bhayati. It is samsara bhayam. I don't destroy because I am in all. Once I realize that I am Nitya Vastu, there will be no Bheda Bhavam. Vighram is that obstacle to attain Paramanandam. Then Sarvanga Sundari, Sakshat Paradevata is Angi. Shiva Ahamiti Bhavana is Mangalam, which removes all Dukkham, giving Nityatva Siddhi, removes Bheda Bhavam. What we see as different things in the universe is all I. This realization one gets, so she is Sarva Saubhagyadayini. All these are explained in this way in the Vamakeshwara Tantram and Nitya Shodashikharnavam. The puja to this avarana gives mantra siddhi. Mananat trayate iti mantram. When one constantly keeps thinking aham shivoham, that bhavana protects him from the Veda Bhavam. It helps him attain that moksham, that is Sarvartha Sadhike. The Nayika for this chakra is Tripurashri. She is called Tripurashri because she creates samruddhi in all three worlds. Only when we are referring to the wealth do we use the word samruddhi. From the word loka comes lokatrayam. Lokayati iti lokaha. That which is seen is lokam. That is prameyam. That is object that is seen. Lokanam lokaha, the act of seeing. Lokyata iti lokaha, seeing is lokam. We get the triputi of three things: act of seeing, person who sees, and the object that is seen. By doing puja to these devatas, the object that is seen and the act of seeing gets laya in the person who is seeing. This Vishranti is Samruddhi, the realization that the other two are Adhyasam. All this will result in Mantra Shuddhi. What is Mantra Shuddhi? What we call as Mantram is Panchadashi. How we should pronounce these mantras? In which places which mantra should be established? What meaning should be remembered? With what bhavana should this japa undertaken? All these are explained in Varivasya Rahasyam. Above Ajna, there are Bindu, Ardhachandra, Rodhini, Nadam, Nadantam, Shakti, Vyapika, Sammana, Unmana, and above that is Mahabindu. It describes the Kala Pramana in which the mantra Ucharanam has to end. One matra has 256 lavangas. One lavam is the Kala Pramanam taken to pierce one lotus petal. When the ending of the mantra Ucharanam takes place, that kara, it will be for half matra or 128 lavam. In Ardhachandra, it will be for 64 lavam, that is quarter matra. 1/8 will be in Rodhini, that is 32 lavam. In Nadam, 1/16, that is 16 lavam. In Nadantam, it will be for 8 lavam. In Shakti, it will be for 4 lavam. In Vyapika, it will be for 2 lavam. Samana, 1 lavam. In Unmana, there is no Kala Pramanam because it gets Layam, and that is Mantra Shuddhi. He gets Shivaham Bhavana, which gives him freedom from the cycle of birth and death. This is called Vashitva Siddhi. Sarva Unmadanam Mudra means leaving all desires, attachments, with the desire to get moksham, reaching a guru's feet. Navarandhram, there are 9 gaps between 10 points. In this space, there is a dhvani, sound, that is present as long as breath is there. The dhvani of that sound changes depending upon the place. Sarva Roga Hare. She is called Samsara Dalanojvale. We have 3 types of malas, namely Anavamalam, Karmamalam, Mayikamalam, because of which we are always sad, suffering. She is extremely skilled in removing the roga called samsara and gives us moksham. When one has rogam, what is needed is daya, compassion. Sri Gurudasa addresses her as Sarvajeeva Dhayapari. We will choose to go to a doctor who is sympathetic listener than to the one who is highly professional. Sri Rudram calls her as the medicine given for Shiva. She is Karuna Rasa Sampurna. The rogam we have is following us for several janmas, so Devi alone can treat us. Probably that is why Dikshadhar chose Sahana, which is Karuna Rasa Pradhana Ragam, for the 7th Avarana Kirtana. Dikshadhar calls her Shrita Kalpaka Vatika because she fulfills the desires of everyone, whether he is Arti, Artharti, Jignasu or Mumukshu. As Chandika, she is Rakshakari. Yad Guhyam Paramam Loke Sarva Rakshakaram Dranam, says Devi Mahatmyam. In the story we narrated, the Jivas were taking the body to be themselves, got entangled in the samsaram, and the resulted attachments resulted in the exhibit of our Shadripus, namely Mada, Matsarya, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, etc. All these enemies are not leaving them even when they left their Sthula Shariram. Even as Atmas, when they are roaming, the feeling of enmity did not leave them. Sri Gurudasa is praying to Kamakshi to be compassionate to their souls and relieve them of their karmas to realize their Atma Swarupam and give Atma Bhogam. Upadhi Sahita Shakti is called Yogini. She is Mahamaya and hence pushes through her Maya Jalam into this samsaram and at the same time be compassionate to relieve us from that samsaram and give Anandam. She is Raja Yogini, Mahashakti. She is the storehouse of all auspiciousness and so as addressed as Sarva Mangale. She is Nitya Sumangali because even during Mahapralaya, when everything is taken into the womb of the Parabrahman, Bhairavi and Bhairava are doing Ananda Natanam to recreate this universe. Gurudasa addressed Kamakshi as Sarvada Gurudasa Hridaya Vihare. Hridayam is the thana from where all the thoughts, desires, feelings, negative or positive, arise. Once we surrender to that Dakshinamurti Swarupini Kamakshi, she will reside in our heart to guide us to Moksha Margam, get rid of all desires which create atrupti if not fulfilled. Let us all pray to Kamakshi. Thank you.